Okay, I do apologise. I'm not entirely sure what happened now. I think we experienced a bit of a technical difficulty. Is everybody still there and can everybody hear me and see exactly where we're up to? Perfect. Again, I do apologise. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. It looked like we experienced some sort of technical difficulty and I lost connection. But I'm back on now and everybody can see the screen and everything like that. So we will continue. Again, I do apologise for that. So where we were, picking up where we left off, we had just created an order. We had created our Redken order. So you will now see we've got our date ordered, the total price, and so forth. Now, one thing you can do is, let's say 2 or 3 days have gone by, the order has come in. Now what we need to do is we now need to input the order onto the system. Now we could of course manually write this out, but again, this is going to take much needed time that we do not need to do. So what we can do, go back into our ordering section on the right hand side, click on our order, click the receive button. Now what tends to happen is, in most salons, the order comes in, we open up the box and we start ticking off all of the products that we've received. Now in the top right hand corner, we have a section where it says invoice. Now what we can do here, we can add in our delivery note, because the invoice doesn't typically come in until 2 or 3 weeks later. So I'm just going to input our delivery note. So we've opened up the box and we have started ticking off all of the products. Now we also have a handy function on shortcuts that will also enable us to verify the products came in. So we can tick this box on the far right hand side to say that these products came in. This is just a handy tool. I'm just going to say it isn't completely necessary, but it is a really handy tool to ensure we're keeping track of our orders and make sure they are correct. So let's say that the argan oil didn't actually come in. We didn't receive any. It was out of stock. Now, what we don't want to do, we don't want to update our current levels and say we received 3 when we didn't. All we need to do is change the quantity from 3 to 0. And as soon as we click off, you will see you ordered 3 of the Allsoft argan oil and are receiving 0. Would you like to put 3 on back order? Now this is entirely up to you, but usually at this stage we say it's not necessary because the item is already out of stock. The next time you generate an order through the shortcut system, it will pull the order through for you. So what I always do is go no to all. Now we have checked off our products and ensured what we have in the box is the same on shortcuts. We can now update our current levels by simply clicking the receive button. Are you sure you wish to proceed with receiving this invoice? The order has been received successfully. Now you will see it will go into our received section. And there it is, Redken. Now what we can do, again, to keep on top of our finances, on top of our ordering and our paperwork, in 3 or 4 weeks, when the actual invoice comes in, we can go back into the ordering section and we can change this delivery note number to our invoice number, simply by clicking on the relevant order and clicking the modify button. In the top right hand corner, we can add in our invoice number. And when we're happy, we click the save button and we will say, yes, we are sure we want to modify this order, because all we've simply changed is the invoice number. Perfect. We have generated an order and we have now received the order. Receiving that order will update our shortcuts current levels. So again, if we go back to our products, this will update our current levels here for us. Now, another very useful tool we have is, at the moment we've only looked at retail. We can do exactly the same for our professional stock. Now, once you've inputted all your professional stock, i.e. color tubes, which is the most important one, color shampoos and so forth, we can then look to generate orders for our professional stock and keep track of all of our professional stock in a very handy, unique way. Now, one thing Shortcuts recommends is getting yourself a nice big color bin. and popping this down in the dispensary area or the color area. Each time a color tube is used, the cardboard tube that the product comes in, it can be thrown into the bin. At the end of the working day or the end of the working week, what you can do is remove all of those products from your current levels. Because as you can imagine, each time you use a professional product, your current levels are instantly out of date. So one thing we can do, put all of our professional products, color tubes, shampoos, conditioners, anything like that, pop it into the big color bin. At the end of the working day, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our main section of our navigation bar. We're going to go to our point of sale. And in the top left-hand corner of our client section, we're going to search for hashtag business. Now, the quickest and most efficient way to find hashtag business is to keep clicking the delete button. And you will see it will take you straight to the top where it says hashtag business. Now what we can do, if you are using a barcode scanner, you can simply scan out all of those products that are in the color bin. Now I'm not working with a barcode scanner for the time being. I'm going to simply search for the product by clicking on one of our gray sale lines. So I have chosen our chromatics color product just here. Now the first thing you may notice is that there is no price. Now the reason for this is there's no money exchanging hands. We're not selling the product. We're simply going to scan the product out as professional use to ensure it is removed from our shortcuts current levels, to ensure our stock levels are 100% accurate. And you can do this as many times as you like. Perfect. So you would go ahead and scan any product that were in the color bin. Once you are finished, you would click the End Sale button. If you're using a receipt printer, you could now print out the receipt, which would have all of the products that you have just scanned out. Now, some salons, I believe, do use this to generate a new order, because then you're only ordering what you have used. So you could scan this out once a week, twice a week, something like that. And it's a really quick and efficient way to only order in the products you're using. So again, a really good time-saving, money-saving thing. Now, a couple of great reports we can look at. Now, one of our other webinar sessions in a couple of weeks' time, we will be talking about reports, but I think this is an excellent report to be looking at for the time being. So we're going to go to Tools, and we're going to click into Reports. On the left-hand side, we have our own stock section. We can expand the stock section by clicking the yellow cross. And if we scroll down, two fantastic reports to be looking at are the professional stock usage and the stock control report. Now, the stock control report will basically show you how much money you have in products on your shelves at the time. So if we go to our stock control report, we click the View button. On the left-hand side, we have the options to look at specific products and today's date. On the left-hand side, we can filter between our companies, L'Oreal, Paul Mitchell, and Redken. So you will see here for L'Oreal, at the moment, we have one product in stock with an average cost of £6.95, and the value we have on hand is £6.95. That is basically saying we have one product at a buy price of £6.95. Now, if you don't want to drill it down that much, we can see right at the top the total number of products we have in stock at the moment are 65 products with a value on hand of £856.68. So this is great. Again, with the tax year coming up, we can send this report across to our accountant if they say, how much money do we have on your shelves at any one time? This is, again, ladies and gents, why it is essential we have the buy price in and the correct stock levels in, because we don't want to be giving false information across. And we can have a look at Paul Mitchell and Redken individually. Okay, Now, you can, of course, print all of these reports out by simply clicking down here and clicking the print button. But you may not wish to do that. You may simply want to email the report across. Well, we have a handy export button just down here, where my cursor is, just here. You can export it to a PDF, an RPT, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, and so forth, whichever you see necessary. That can simply be saved to your computer or your desktop, inserted into an email, and sent across, so it doesn't necessarily need to be printed. Again, one last report we can have a look at. By clicking the Done button, we can exit out of that, and we're going to have a look at our professional stock usage report. Now, we've just together in this webinar, we've just scanned out a couple of products against hashtag business. We basically said it's going to be used professionally. So as we can see here, a breakdown of professional products sold to the hashtag business client for a given date range. Again, I'm going to click the View button at the bottom of our screen. This time we can include a date range. So we may wish to look at how many products we've used professionally in an entire month. On the left-hand side, we have a current day, which will be today, the current week, fortnight, current month, which will be March, quarter, half year, and year. Again, some great timescales to look at again for your accountancy reports. We can also drill it down for specific products. So you may wish to only see how many L'Oreal products you use professionally, if that's the company you use for your professional products. But again, for this training session, I'm going to leave all three. I'm going to choose a date range, a custom date range. I'm going to choose from the 1st to the 12th. And when I'm happy, I'm going to click the View button. And you will see down here all of the products that have been used professionally. Now, these, of course, are the products we used ourselves to scan out. You can, of course, add in as many products as you wish to have a look at this to make your life a little bit easier. And exactly the same with all of our reports. They can be printed or they can be exported. And there we go, ladies and gents. That is our basics of our stock, looking at reports, generating an accurate stock take, creating an order, and updating our current levels. If anybody does have any questions, please feel free to write them now if you want. If not, you are able to email us at education@shortcuts.co.uk and we'll get back to you. Perfect. Okay. In terms of adding a permanent discount, somebody has just asked there, is there a way to add a permanent discount? The best way to do that, if you do get a permanent discount and you don't want to keep adding in the line discount when you're generating the order, when you're in your stock section and in your product section, the quickest and best way to do would be to update your buy price. So let's say we're always getting a discount off that, we're getting £1 off, we would just change it to £5.95. But of course, please do remember specifically for this, if the discount does change, you'd have to come back and change that. But yes, absolutely. If there's a way to add in a permanent discount, I would change it on your buy price. If not, you can, of course, when you're adding in your line discount, which we went through earlier, you could, of course, keep adding in the 10%. But if you're doing a huge range of products, let's say 50 products, you would have to keep adding 10% on each one, which you may find time consuming. But again, it's a nice little shortcut for you there as well. So hopefully that helps you out there as well. Thank you for the question. Anybody else have any questions regarding anything on the stock or anything you think we may have not covered or anything you may need help with? It's one of those things from here on out. I usually say to my clients is from here on out, go and have a look, ensure you've got all of the buy prices in correctly, the sell prices in, do the sort of wheels in motion, ensure the barcodes are correct, then look at creating a stock take, and then you can create an order. What is that bundling? Is that supposed to be? bundling. That is where you can bundle groups of products together in an order. When we do some more advanced webinars and things like that, we will touch more base on that, where we can also look at things like promotions for products and bits and pieces like that. But if it's something you need to know urgently, please do drop us an email, education@shortcuts.co.uk, and we can bespokely send across an email highlighting some more advanced things for you as well. That's not a problem. Any other questions, anything like that you'd like to know, anything else like that? There is going to be a new starter webinar session, which will be next week. So do keep an eye out for all of our webinars and things like that, where you can get loads of great hints and tips moving forward to make sure you maximize the most out of your shortcut system. I will just give it a couple more minutes there, just in case anybody thinks of some last minute questions or anything like that. Like I said, if you don't wish to answer the question in the live webinar chat, please do drop us an email, where one of us from our education team will be more than happy to answer your questions. That's not a problem. Perfect. Okay. So like we said at the beginning of the session, the video will be uploaded to YouTube. Again, I do apologize. There was that small technical error in the middle where we seemed to lose each other for just a couple of seconds there. Okay, someone's just asked, can we move stock items that have been listed wrong? Is that in terms of, I presume, if you've inputted it incorrectly? Let's have a look. So let's say I made a complete mistake on this. We can edit it if need be. But if you want to remove it completely from your system, on the right-hand side, one of the quickest ways to do it is simply make it inactive. Now, the reason we do this is later on at a later date, you may wish to take this product again. But of course, if you decide you're never going to take this product, or it's discontinued, or for whatever reason you no longer wish it to be seen, we can delete it. I think we got that error there just because we're trying to delete a line. So let's just delete the line here. Okay, I think we're getting that error is because somewhere in the background of this, someone was using it for a promotion. But you can, of course, delete it out by clicking the delete button down the bottom. Like I said, one of the quickest ways is to just simply make it inactive. Once you then go back into shortcuts, I will show you this. It will no longer be seen. Okay, so okay, excellent. Thank you very much. So Jackie was just saying that if we put one of the products in the correct areas. So unfortunately, there isn't at the time being. So let's say this boutique box shine and volume. If we did put this in the wrong section, it would mean we would have to rewrite the product in another section. There isn't a way at the moment for us to drag and drop it somewhere else. So all you'd need to do is remember these details, remember the barcode, and simply add it in somewhere else. Unfortunately, not at the moment. There isn't a way where we can just drag this somewhere else. Okay. Any last questions from anybody? Anybody wants to go over anything? I know, absolutely. Would be incredible to have. It's definitely something I think we could look at potentially, but unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to say it's out of my hands for that. But yeah, if we could drag and drop it, it would be handy to be able to do it. You're very welcome. No problem at all. Okay, so I'll just give it just a couple more seconds there, ladies and gents, if anybody does think anything else. If not, please do give us a call or drop us an email. I will stay on for the next couple of minutes, but I want to thank you ever so much for joining us on this afternoon's webinar. Again, I do apologize with that slight delay in the middle there where we seem to lose each other for just a couple of seconds. But please do jump on next week. We do have a new starter webinar session, which will be, I believe, is next Tuesday at 1:30. But yeah, of course, if you do follow us on Instagram, give us a like, give us a follow, give us a share. But yeah, thank you ever so much and enjoy the rest of your day. You're very welcome. Craig just said thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hope to speak to you all again in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you ever so much. All the best, guys. Take care.